Shalom, this is your Ark. Yahismagnified, and I'm back with another informative video. Today's video is titled, Who Issues and Terminates Income Withholding Orders? But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, guys, let's get to it. Okay, so now, as you all see on the screen, this is a screenshot of the poll that I put up on YouTube 2 days ago, okay? And in that poll, I asked the question, who issues and terminates income withholding orders? Okay? But before we go over the results, I like to, thank everyone who, selected and chose what they feel best represents their stance. Okay? So as you all can see, for those who voted for federal government was only 10%. And for those who voted for state government was 90%. Okay? The correct answer in this situation is state government. Okay? As always, as I stated in my videos, the state government plays a major role in collecting and enforcing child support, okay? And in order to be free from child support, you must dispute your situation in state courts, okay? In order for you all to get that remedy that you desire, right? Cool. Okay, but we're going to go over the federal laws as well pertaining to this. But before we go over the federal laws, as you all know, I always like to provide evidence to support everything that I'm saying. So my ARC just received a notice to terminate his income withholding order. So we're going to go over that notice as well to give you all a better understanding, just to simply show you all who in fact terminated his income withholding order. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, so now, as you all can see on the screen, this is in fact the notice that my ARC received a few days ago. The date the notice was issued was July 16th, 2021, last month, this year, okay? But also, let's see who issued this notice. We see, upper left-hand corner, it states Summit County Child Support Enforcement Agency. We know that a county is in fact an arm of the state. So if a county is in fact an arm of the state, then it's the state-created agency that issued this, what? Notice to income provider to terminate the withholding of obligor's income/assets. Okay, so again, the Summit County State Agency did that. Okay, not the federal, but the state. But as always, I like to cross out everyone I'm working with personal information and everything else. But let's continue on. I crossed out the obligor's name, his social security number, and his date of birth. But let's continue. It states, you are notified to immediately terminate the withholding of the obligor's income or assets by what? The authorized representative of who? Of the Summit County Child Support Enforcement Agency, right? With the number at the bottom. All right. Also, you can tell this case is state documents with the numbers at the bottom, page 1 of 2, barcodes on the side and everything else. Okay. So again, this is just more evidence that the state Child Support Enforcement Agency, which is a part of the state government, is the ones that terminates income withholding orders. So now let's go and see, did the state agency also issue income withholding orders? Okay, so now, as you all can see, we're coming from Cornell Law School. The reason why we're coming from Cornell Law School is to go with the federal codes, just to further show you all that the federal government, in fact, agree with everything that I'm stating, and it's all in cohesive with one another, okay? So now, as you all can see, we're coming from 42 United States Code 666, right? We know that 666 number is attached to the mark of the beast, but let's continue on. It states requirements of statutorily prescribed procedures to improve effectiveness of child support enforcement. So we know this statute or this code right here is used to what? It's used to enforce child support. But let's scroll down to the withholding section of how they go about withholding support, and let's see who in fact withholds the income. Is it the state or the federal? So let's continue down until we get to B. Let's continue down. Continue down. You're almost there. Let's continue down. Let's continue down. We're almost there, guys. Hold tight. We're almost there. B, which clearly states what? Withholding from income of amounts payable as support. Right? Then it says the procedures referred to in this subsection, A1A, relating to the withholding from income of amounts payable as support, must provide for the following. Now, let's read it in its plain language, guys. We're not going to take away from or add to. We're going to read it for exactly what it states, okay? Let's go. It states what? In the case of each non-custodial parent against whom a support order is or has been issued or modified in the state, right? Right. Is being enforced under what? Under the state plan. Not federal plan, but state plan. The federal government only issues the guidelines, but the state creates its own plan and enforcing the contract or enforcing child support. But let's continue. So much of such parents' income must be withheld in accordance with the succeeding provisions of this subsection as is necessary to comply with the order and provide for the payment of any fee to the employer which may be required under paragraph 6A. So now we see that they, in fact, not only do they garnish your wages, they have the power to garnish your wages, they also allow your employer to what? To charge a fee for garnishing your wages. Okay, but let's continue on. Let's scroll down a little bit, right? So, let's see right here. Such withholdings must be provided without the necessity of any application. Therefore, in the case of a child, whether or not eligible for assistance under a state program funded under Part A. So what program is it, guys? Don't take my word for it. It's right there. It's about to get busy out here with the storm, guys. But hold on, say state program, okay? It's funded by a state program. So child support is in fact a state program, okay? But you have other channels teach you all that child support is supposed to be a federal program, but can't show you that in none, no law, no statute, or anything. What they do is say, well, it doesn't say state, it doesn't say federal. No, it says what it says. We're not going to sit here and simply try to make it say what we want it to believe it say instead of reading it in its plain language. You know, that's how we get comprehension. That's how we understand what's going on. You must read it for what it states. Read it in its plain language. Get understanding of what it says in its plain language. Okay, but let's continue. With respect to whom services are already being provided under what? The state plan. It's a state plan, okay? Not a federal, but a state plan. So you all can see. Underneath the state plan. But let's continue. Under this part, and must be provided in accordance with this subsection on the basis of an application for services under what? The state plan. So what is it? An application for services under the state plan, which I just explained to y'all in my last video of how child support is in fact constitutional. Okay? Why? Because it falls underneath the law of contracts or the contract clause. But let's continue. In the case of any other child in whose behalf a support order has been issued or modified in the state, again, let's continue. In either case, such withholding must occur without the need of any amendment to the support order involved or any further actions. Okay, so again, everything leading back to the state. Okay, I can go over this whole thing. Is going to continue to say the same thing about the state, but ain't no point. You know what I mean? I just wanted to make this quick video just to further prove to you all that the state is in fact the one that's withholding the order. Okay, and the state is in fact the one that's enforcing the withholding order. Let's even read A. It says such right here, guys. Let's read this right here. This whole paragraph. Oops, this whole section right here. It says such withholding must be carried out in full compliance with all procedural due process requirements of what? Of the state. Not of the federal government, but of the state. Let's continue. And the state must send notice to each non-custodial parent to whom paragraph 1 applies. Okay? That's what I wanted to show you all. Okay? Everything is right here for all to see. So do not be deceived. Continue to study, guys. Understand what's going on. Okay? Be willing to fight this good fight. If you're not willing to fight this good fight, then, you know, continue to pay. But if you are willing to fight the good fight, then be willing to fight the good fight. Because like I stated before, it's not an easy fight, but it's a fight worth fighting, especially when you all win. But that's what I'm going to do for today. If you all need my help, hit me up in my email at yahismagnified@gmail.com. Let's get this right wisdom, this right knowledge, and this right understanding. With that being said, I say